Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree,
And I'm Royce Johnson.
and on the other side of the glass, we got a whole crew. We got super producer Naren Sanders, we got Justin, Dr. Wyatt, just everybody is over on the other side of the glass on this Friday, February 28th, the last day of Black History Month 2020 2025. And it is Free Your Mind Friday. So if you got something on your mind, want to get it off your chest, you, of course, can give us a call here at 504-582-9422. But before we get there, make sure you come on in, grab yourself a comfortable chair, a mug, or a tumbler of your favorite frosty or steamy adult beverage, and sit a spell here with us here for the next 3 hours on the campus of Xavier University at the foot of the overpass on Norman C. Francis Parkway. But remember to mind your manners, say good morning, and join us here, Royce and I, on this Free Mind Friday.
Yes, yes.
How you doing?
It's always good to stop by on the porch.
Absolutely. The porch was at another location yesterday. We did a live broadcast from Elon Academy in the Cutoff, not in Cutoff, Louisiana, but in the Cutoff in Algiers at Elon, which is housed in Julius Rosenwald Elementary for their inaugural Mardi Gras parade.
Okay, so you got to see a parade while you were.
Yes,
going?
the school is pretty young. I think they've been around about 8 years, and this is their very first parade with a full band, marching units, and the whole deal. And they did an amazing job. So now we back home here on campus.
Yes.
Xavier South.
Yes, the porch. It's Friday. You ain't got no job, and hey, let's go hang out.
Man, listen, get ready to go have a good old time because the weather for the last 2 days has been awesome.
Yes, it's supposed to be like this all weekend, from what I hear. So enjoy this Mardi Gras weekend.
Yes, but still, today, if you are traveling, make sure that you are mapping out your route here because the floats have hit the street. On Earhart heading here, it's down to one lane.
One lane?
Yes, because the floats are traveling in the opposite direction in the other lane. So if you have to use Earhart or any other areas where floats will be heading to their locations, make sure you check the traffic as you leave so you can give yourself enough time to get there.
Duly noted. Duly noted. So if you're not coming from a certain area, I mean, how do you?
So
what's the back road to take?
Oh, there are plenty. If you're trying to get across the river and it's tight going Crescent City connection, and if you know how to get to the Huey P. Long, you're fine. The boats are still running, so if you need to catch the ferry, that is another option. Now, if you are trying to get from the West Bank, of course, the ferries are options in the Huey P. Long, or you can go through Belle Chase because Belle Chase will lead into Chalmette.
Okay.
There are many different routes. There are many different routes you can take. Or if you're trying to get through the city, you need to know these alternative routes and where you can cross. Because there are places on Canal where there are parades that are going to be crossing. You can get to a certain point of Canal to cross Canal. Otherwise, you're going to be blocked off because the parades are going to be rolling.
Right, and they should be caught up by now, right? I mean,
everybody, all the delays,
right, with the weather delays.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff
all the
like
regular
should be caught up.
parades will be running. Today,
with the bands,
With the bands,
make them dance now. You need the band.
Yeah, so hopefully there won't be any altered routes or anybody who has to delay their routes during here moving through Carnival. I hope that nobody has to reschedule their parades. So
I'm excited. I when I got here this morning, there was a ceremony going on in the French Quarter. Where they were painting the poles so people couldn't crawl
greasing
up
the poles.
Greasing? That's what they call it? Greasing the poles? When they start that? No.
Oh, my God.
I have never saw this ritual take place.
Yes, greasing of the poles because people get inebriated here and do all kinds of weird stuff. And so for safety.
Okay. And what gunk is up there on the pole that will last so you couldn't climb?
So so this is the thing. In New Orleans, Royal Sonesta greases the poles of its building, and really most of them The event is considered the Mardi Gras. It's considered the start of Mardi Gras weekend, and so they keep people from climbing from downstairs up to the
Okay.
balconies because show your boobs, throwing beads,
Right.
all of that stuff. People get wasted and do the worst. So this has been going on for 55 years.
55 years?
Yes.
I've never heard of it, though.
Yes, 55 years.
I guess I missed that
That
ceremony.
tradition has been going on, and it normally
Big
hits
up.
the news here, but I guess in New York it wouldn't have
Nah,
been spread out.
they don't talk about greasing of the poles in New York.
Yes. So that starts at 10 a.m. today at the Royal Sonessa. So that's keeping the people from climbing onto the balcony. And yeah, they do it every
Be
year.
safe, guys.
They do it. Listen, once people get that liquor in them and start having a good time, it's really listen. But
They become Spider-Man. They want to climb things.
Just crazy.
Jump off things.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
So, in the very least, they won't be taking responsibility for people falling from the balcony or off the
Please.
poles. Because if you can get up a greased pole, I need to talk to you.
I need to talk to you too.
What are you doing? What are you using? How do you continue up? But yeah, that's been happening every year. Jackie Wilmore said greasing the poles has been done for years, and it has. It's been happening for a long time.
I guess I don't touch the poles when I'm walking down Bourbon Street, though.
People here, there's a sense of common sense most of the time that those things don't occur to us. People who come here to have a good time,
yeah.
the things they think of is stuff we know are not either good ideas or likely just not smart to do.
Right.
The whole show your boobs thing.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
No.
But other people come here to do that, right? And, while entertaining to see people do it or amusing to see other people be entertained by it, no, that's not something that we do here because we live here, and then we have to hear people talking about us doing that.
Right.
So I hear you was I hear you was uptown showing your boobs. What's that about?
Word of mouth, huh?
What is the
Yeah. Why
that's
are you doing
embarrassing.
that? It is embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. So.
Oh, I heard you fell climbing a pole.
Yeah.
Like,
would you really want to
there?
consistently hear somebody
No.
reminding you?
No.
Remember that time you were on Bourbon Street, you was climbing the pole? Of the stories that people recount of, the things that you do when you're younger. That's not something you want to hear.
I don't want to do that as an adult.
You don't want to be the big dummy.
Nah.
Yeah.
Or challenged in that way. Hey, I feel like climbing that pole. I bet I can get up to that balcony.
And for why is the question.
Nothing. No reason, no bets, no nothing.
So that's not something that we tend to lean into. But yeah, it's Free Your Mind Friday, y'all. And I hope you or have gotten your brass up on this Free Your Mind Friday.
Yeah.
It is. It's really beautiful outside. So I'm hoping that this weather holds for the people who are going to the parade.
I do too, especially out of towners coming in. You know, it's a nice way to be greeted coming to New Orleans with this weather. If you're coming from up north,
Yes. And speaking of people visiting, I just ran into Will Sutton and some members from the Ida B. Wells Foundation. They are here to make some connections extended from Georgia, and hopefully we'll be having some more information to share about that in working with high school writers. So shout out to them for the visit and also for them investing and making connections through different areas of the arts. Because writing is a part of that.
Yes, it is. Without writers, we don't work.
Right, exactly. That is exactly so. So what you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, I will be just hanging with the family, going to Nam Talk, as I mentioned earlier this week, going to Endymion and Bacchus, stand in front of my school, the usual traditional hangout weekend, because this is the last Mardi Gras weekend. People need to be aware of that. I mean, if you don't go out to see a parade now, you won't see one.
And if you don't get your king cake now, you ain't
getting one.
No.
So go out, and I hopefully everyone has bought everything they need to buy yesterday, because today is officially the Blackout Friday.
It is.
Yes.
Today is Blackout Friday.
Going into special stores to purchase certain items, watch out. Look at the list. The list is pretty long.
We talked about that
we did
earlier
this week. So today is officially the day. Al Sharpton put it out that we are going to stand strong in numbers and not give certain people business.
Withhold your economic dollars.
Yeah, we are strong. So it's the economic blackout starting at 12:01 a.m., ending at 11:59.
Yeah.
So places like Walmart, Target, Amazon, and any chains like No Gas, No Fast Food, places like that.
Yeah. And not to use your debit or your credit cards either.
Right, only for essential needs. Yes. Now, if you got a baby that needs some Pampers and some milk, now go get
medication, things that are essential.
Please,
but
get your butt out
other than that, they're asking that you withhold your economic resources to businesses. We're going to jump into the lines, 504-582-9422. Good morning, Pam.
Well.
Good morning, Pam.
Good morning, Front Porch fans.
I like your laugh. You know my laugh is loud too, so I'm like, ha ha ha.
I mean, I love to laugh. There's nothing wrong with laughing. It's what makes your brain work better, baby.
Absolutely. Well, what you got going on this Friday, Pam?
Well, okay. Kimba.
Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful Nubian queen. I have to tell you something. What Miss Pam did last night.
Oh, okay.
I marched for the first time. Okay, my granddaughter goes to De La Salle, and I got to march with her. And guys, it felt so good. I felt so good. The music, the movement, and everything. I wasn't worried about the miles. I didn't care about the miles. I wanted to get there, do that, and keep going. It was so fantastic, guys. Kimba, you would have been so proud of me. I was out there dancing. Now, this is my first march. Okay. I have never done this. So understand, first march. Mm-hmm. So, people that have done this before and everything like that, I was kind of like, I'm just going to kind of check it out. I'm reading the room or the outside room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And so I went to a couple of people and I said, look, there's certain songs that I'm just going to break down. I'm going to dance as I'm moving in the march. At 63 years old, Kimba, I was rolling.
It sounds like you had a good time, and I'm glad you did. This is the time. This is definitely the time of year where all the energy, especially walking with the kids, you get it. You get the energy from the crowd and the energy from the kids you're walking with. So yeah, I know what that feels like. I definitely know what that feels like, and I'm glad that you had a good time, a good run. Yeah.
And look, Kimba, all the little children on the side, because you gotta keep moving, and you gotta watch out for the children that are in there, and they're making their moves, and they might throw a hand. I got hit a couple of times upside the head, by my granddaughter, but then I knew where I really needed to be. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool. And the little babies out there holding up their little hands saying, high five. Oh, girl, I couldn't pass them by. It was just was energy and felt good. And it felt black and it felt just wonderful. And we were just doing it. And Kimba, I get it, Kimba.
You get it? How many miles was that? How many miles did you walk? A march.
Okay, we started, from De La Salle, we had to walk to Napoleon and Magazine. We had to wait, and they were the first ones to actually, be pulled out. And so as we turned down Napoleon, heading to St. Charles, and heading all the way to Canal Street, look at me, look at God. Won't he do it? I did it. And I was dancing. And some of her friends were saying, your grandma is awesome. And some of the other people that have marched before said, girl, you was doing nothing. Well, I couldn't help it. It just felt so good and so powerful. And Black History Month and just the ambiance of being in that. it was just like healing to the soul. You know what I mean?
I get it. I definitely get it. Well, thank you for giving us your recount of what you did on your first Mardi Gras
Yes,
chaperoning
yes,
experience. We got to take this
yes.
break, okay?
All right, baby. Love y'all.
All right. Love you right back, Pam. All right, y'all. Stay tuned on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happened only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. Today, Louisiana State Police, the NOPD, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell, and other officials will come together to discuss their plans to keep you safe over this big carnival weekend. A news conference is happening at 4 p.m. You can expect increased patrols and other safety measures, including a special security zone in the French Quarter, which is similar to what we saw for the Super Bowl. All this as we prepare for a big night of parades across southeast Louisiana. In the French Quarter, the crew of Bosom Buddies kicks things off at 11:30 a.m. Then uptown, the crew of Hermes rolls at 5:30 p.m., followed by Crew d'Etat, and then the crew of Morpheus. In Slidell, the crew of Celine starts things off at 6:30 p.m., with the crew of Dionysus following. That parade had to be rescheduled following heavy rain on Sunday. And finally, one of Louisiana's leading nonprofit organizations could be out more than $1 million thanks to the loss of several federal grants. The Southeast Louisiana chapter says if those cuts remain in place, that would trigger staff layoffs and the elimination of housing grants, reentry programs, and free tax preparation services. Nonprofit officials are asking lawmakers to step in and help. They hope you'll encourage your representatives to do the same. And that's a look at today's headlines. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News. Have a great day and a better weekend.
Hello, I'm Sharon Levine, founder and director of Rise St. James. I want to invite you to our 6th annual Black History ceremony on Saturday, February 22nd at Rosie's Catering in St. James, Louisiana.
Saturday, February 22nd, a day of unity and legacy with the theme of Mzizi Yakina, celebrating deep roots and enduring brilliance. Keynote speaker Heather McTier-Tony, singing, education, and delicious soul food. Visit risestjames.org for details.
We hope you can join us at Rosie's Catering in St. James, Louisiana.
Join Elvin Ailey American Dance Theater for thrilling premieres, the beloved classic Revelations, and more. America's most popular modern dance company will rock your soul and renew your spirit with show-stopping performances sure to captivate longtime fans and first-timers alike. Coming to the Mahalia Jackson Theater in New Orleans on March 21st and 22nd. For tickets, call New Orleans Ballet Association at 504-522-0996 or visit novadance.com.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank. There's freedom here.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Excuse me, caller. You got a collect call from the Orleans Parish Prison. Be advised, any attempt to make three-way calling, call waiting, call transfer will have your call disconnected. Caller at the tone, say your name. Will you accept this collect call? Oh, call me Joe Campbell. Get the hump out you. Oh, I'm Joe Campbell. I get the hump out you. Oh, call me Joe Campbell. Get the hump out you. Oh, call me Joe Campbell. GPC. Optimal, black and mild. Smoke those with a sweet. Smoke those Camel. Get it, how about your back? Smoke those Camel. Get it, how about your back? What's smoking Camel? Get it, how about your back? Smoke those Camel. Smoke those Q. Go Lucky Strike. Smoke it over GPC. Optimal, black and mild. Take those with a sweet. Smoke those Camel. Put your new burn on. 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 Oh, yeah, oh, oh. Get the home out your back. 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 Get the home out your back.
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And I don't know what they're doing on the other side of the class, but we are here on the campus of Xavier University talking about this Carnival weekend. But while we were on the break, you brought up a situation about a recent hazing incident that took place at Southern University.
Yeah, with the Omega Psi Phi's. With the guy name was Caleb Wilson.
Yes, he is New Orleans
native. His daddy was Deputy Corey Wilson, Southern University campus. He fell out. I mean, investigations are still pending. He was a member of the Human Jukebox. We all know that. You know, that band troupe. Young guy.
Yes.
Young guy.
So the student Caleb Wilson, 20 years old, a Kenner native, was brought to a hospital in Baton Rouge around 3 a.m. on Thursday, unresponsive. According to the coroner, an autopsy is underway for Wilson to determine his exact cause of death. So now all university fraternities and sororities and clubs on campus have been stopped to have any intake activities until further notice. So everybody that's a part of any Greek letter organization, if you were in the process of initiations, that has been ceased. And then this
is sending ripples. This is I mean, people are being sanctioned. I mean how much is too far with the
well, this is the problem. And on Wednesday we talked a little bit about it with Phil and with Shay on the Front Porch, because we had some of the interns from Xavier, and both Phil and Shay are a part of the D9, and asked about hazing. And hazing has never stopped, but hazing has been going on for a long time, documented as early as the 1700s. The problem is this, right? At one point, when Greek, specifically Black Greek letter organizations, were having intake or part of the processes, they had open probation. Well, because of some extremes of members, a lot of that has been removed. You don't see that. But the activities have not been removed.
Changed. So since the campus is alerted to what's going on with the hazing, you're saying they're doing it in secrecy now?
Yes. A lot of that happens in secret. And I want to be very clear, because I don't want to make it seem like this is only what happens in one particular organization. This is not just attributed to the organizations of Omega Psi Phi. I want to be very clear about that. This happens with many organizations that use hazing or some sort of behavior proving in order to join.
Yes.
West Point has been notorious for having hazing incidents and issues there.
And that's a government school. I mean, I served. I'm a veteran. So
yes.
The elite come out of West Point.
Yes, but there are a lot of different behaviors for you to prove if you belong, if you are worthy enough to belong to these organizations. And so, like I said, the earliest documented case of hazing was 1738 at a Masonic temple in Philadelphia, where flaming liquid was thrown on Daniel Reese, and he died as a result of his burns. So that's extreme. That is crazy. And if you know anything about Masonic life, I'm an Eastern Star. Many of the things that take place are in secret because it's supposed to be for members only.
Exactly.
However, there are some extremes, and people get power drunk and start abuse, right? Now, because of organizations being sued, there have been changes to the policies of what is required for initiations.
Okay.
But these extremes have not been stopped. What they've done is pushed those members and the memberships of organizations to go underground and do the same little craziness before that they were doing before, but it gets even more extreme because it's done under the cover of night or secrecy that allows people to continue to be abused. So I hate that this has happened to this young man, but this is not the first incident that has happened to young people trying to belong. I've seen it happen in bands. I've seen it happen on cheerleading squads. I've seen it happen on dance teams. I've seen it happen on football teams. What was that? There was a movie where the boy was he was playing football and they made him lay down on train tracks or some craziness like that. Like, these things are real incidents, and for the people who commit these crimes, they need to go to jail. This is criminal. But we need to have a conversation with the organizations about all the things that have been removed. If it's not something that's going to cause them harm, then we need to make some of that stuff public, because that puts some accountability on the person that's receiving it and the person that's doing it. And that brings shame. Because if you see somebody bullying somebody else, you're more likely to speak out. But if you never know that that's happening,
Right.
you're not going to say anything. You don't know about it.
Especially if there's a chain of command there.
Right.
When do I speak out, or when can I speak out?
Well, even with the chain of command, if it's happening in front of people who are non-members who seeing somebody who is being unjustly treated, somebody gonna say something. I have a cousin, two cousins who were at Dillard at the same time, and one of my cousins, he was online, and he had been hit by one of his big brothers, and my other cousin punched the guy in the face because it was like, if you hit him one more time, I'm gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Other people are watching.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're telling you this is not okay. But if you hit him one more time, I'm going to punch you. And she did. She punched him in the face.
So for all you pledges, I mean, if you see something, say something. That's all.
If you see something, say
That
something.
goes too far.
And if you see somebody who looks like they're dealing with, like they're under some undue stress, see about them people. Check on your people.
Yeah.
Because as a member of a Black Greek letter organization, I've never been hit. I've never hit anybody, because if you hit me, that's assault, and we gonna fight. But that's my standpoint of it. Some people may feel that that's a condition of their membership, which is crazy to me. But that's never okay, not ever. So with this young man and his family, the people who are involved, they will be sued, tried, prosecuted, and all that other good stuff. So, but the organization itself is taking a hit, but it's also impacting all other organizations.
Oh yeah,
campus.
Other colleges are looking into that as well. I always thought it was fun to be a pledgee, and when you cross over in the line,
it's kind of fun.
I never had the honor, the pleasure, doing it. So
it's kind of fun.
It is.
It's kind of fun. I mean, there's some highs and lows.
It looked fun. I mean, I watched the movie School Days growing up. Some people went to college for that reason.
Absolutely. Definitely as HBCUs. And when situations of chapters getting shut down, that affects enrollment. Because people going to college for that reason. Yes, that impacts enrollment. I have been a graduate advisor, and you're not with them 24 hours a day. But if they do something, that grad advisor is also implicated in that situation, and they can come after you personally.
Oh.
Yeah. When I say everybody involved is going to be dealt with, and even like if you're a grad advisor and you're not with them every second of the day, you're still held responsible for them, because the messaging from you is supposed to be this: you can't do this, you can't do that.
Right.
This is going to result in people getting in trouble. This is extreme. When I say everybody involved is going to have
disciplinary action towards them.
Yes.
From counselors to the
everybody
guys
involved, and to the point, to the reach that other organizations are being implicated or being shut down. Now the light is being shed on them. They're getting ready to start researching and looking at everybody.
Copy.
Yeah, at everybody. And I also want to say this. Again, this is not the first time that hazing has resulted in a death. In 1990, 89, 90, Alpha Kappa Alpha had a 5-year moratorium where they would not have any membership intake at all for 5 years, because there was a death and they needed to restructure how we brought people in and redefine what is hazing, what the responsibilities of members are, and something like this is not going to just impact Southern University. It is going to be a widespread change of things that's going to result in huge changes and maybe even decline of membership. It's gonna be huge impacts. But kids don't understand that, and while most of them are adults by age,
right?
like legal.
But
they're kids.
Still kids. They're 18,
still
19-year-olds.
kids, and the ideas and the justification, it's very frustrating when we having the conversations about it. But for sure, this is not the only incident. There have been many universities that have had university Greek, because white Greeks, they have a lot of kids who have died from alcohol poisoning. They've had kids swim in freezing water and kids die from hypothermia. They've had kids who've had kidney trauma, spine trauma, drowning. I mean, when I say this is not a new thing, but it is a problem, it's a widespread problem that kids don't think all the way through about the consequences of the things that you are daring or forcing other people to do. And parents, I was aware about Greek life because I grew up in a family full of, like, we had a Panhellenic council in my entire family. Yeah, we have a bunch of Greeks in our family. So I understood the process. But for people who don't, and for people who are dying to belong,
their
that's
first
really,
time, getting some identity in life,
end up dying because they wanted to belong.
And they don't know how far. I mean, if I was on the line, I would think that they've done it before.
And
people
nothing
have come
happened.
through and nothing happened, and they
Right.
came through. That's what I'm assuming. I mean, I was in the military. I served. So whatever the drill sergeants asked us to do, we did it, because assuming this was a part of the training and basic training exercise. No matter how hard it was, or difficult or easy it was for some soldiers, we still did it. So I would assume that's on the same parallel of that.
But we have to start having conversations about what's okay, what's not okay, and enforcing it. And again, like I said before, I am a member of the D9. I have never been hit, because if you hit me, we fight, and that's assault.
Yeah, don't fight, Kim.
Yeah, don't let yourself be used or abused in the name of those organizations. So we got to take this break, y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Right on. Yeah, that's.
This is your news update for WBOK 1230 AM from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Mostly sunny and feeling good. That's today's forecast. No fog to start, just clear skies with highs eventually rising to the upper 60s to low 70s. Tonight is clear with lows in the 40s and the 50s. Another great weather day for Saturday. Sunshine with highs in the low to upper 70s. Dry Sunday with highs in the upper 60s. Chance for rain, though, next week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter. From real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews, get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mike.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Moving right along. Showtime!
Welcome back to the Front Porch here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And on the other side of the glass saying, come on, is Nyrin, super producer Sanders. Dr. White and I were talking about a place I went today. Again, is the Economic Blackout. If you're going to buy anything, you buy black. Mm-hmm. And I discovered another black eatery called Saved by the Juice.
Ooh.
And I had a chickpea salad with chicken. Mm-hmm. Now, on this chickpea salad, of course, obviously chickpeas, there was spinach, tomatoes, red onion, bell pepper sliced, cucumbers, and I'm trying to think of something else that was on it. When I say it was a very healthy serving.
Okay.
It took me like 2.5 times for me to eat it all. But it was delicious, and I had a lavender lemonade.
Anything lavender is good.
I for some reason
Just lavender.
I'm finding that the lavender flavored things are becoming more popular, but I like the taste of lavender with lemonade. But it was, when I say good to me, I can't wait to go back because it's on my route when I go to the school in the afternoon. But it was good to me.
So this was vegan, or like you say, you can add meat or chicken?
The salad comes vegan, but I had chicken added to it. But they also have a smoked salmon salad as well. So they have a whole lot of different things, and if you like those acai bowls, acai bowls, they have those as well. They have waffles that you can get topped with pecans and bananas and maple syrup or agave.
All right.
You can get different smoothies, of course. You can get these blended drinks. Like I know Whole Foods, which because of Bezos, I'm no longer going, which they have, you can get the containers of fruit, like fresh sliced fruit. I saw one yesterday that had kiwi, strawberry, blueberries, and something else. And I don't remember all the things, but it was a very healthy
already chopped
size.
up for you.
Yes. And they have kombucha. They had all kind of stuff in there.
Yeah, I like this. Sounds like a little boutique-ish place. Right?
Yes. It is located on, let me see, for those who want to go. It's in Algiers. Oh, they have cold pressed juices. That's what I was trying to say. That's what.
When
that's
you're on
the
the run and on the go, and like a cold press.
Those are awesome to go. But if you are interested in stopping Saved by the Juices on the West Bank on Cable Drive, if you know where the old Pizza Hut was and where the Shell is on Cable and General de Gaulle, it's right behind the Shell. And if you get to the old Pizza Hut, you've gone too far. But it's right in that little small strip mall. And again, shout out to the crew over there because they got it done very quickly, and it was good.
Sound like you enjoyed yourself.
I did, and I can't wait to go back. But it was delicious. Mark says everything sounds good except the onions. I said that too, but it was the red onions.
Yeah.
And against the zesty Italian dressing that they had, and it wasn't like craft dressing. It was fresh salad dressing. It was delicious. When I say delicious, good. I'm probably
they left
go
an
over
impression,
there.
I could tell.
Yeah, for sure. We got to take this break, y'all. Stay tuned right here to the Front Porch on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
From the campus of Xavier University. WBOK 1230 AM. Go. An Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A federal judge blocked the Trump administration's mass firings of probationary federal workers, ruling the firings were likely illegal. The Office of Personnel Management must rescind the memo, but dismissed workers won't be reinstated. Another hearing is set for March 13th. Kristen Crowley, recently fired as chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department by Mayor Karen Bass, is appealing her dismissal. The mayor cited poor performance related to January's fires. Iowa lawmakers voted to eliminate civil rights protections for transgender citizens, revoking 18-year-old protections against discrimination. Despite protests, the bill now heads to the Republican governor for final approval. And home sales hit a record low in January, with pending sales down 4.6%. The National Association of Realtors cites cold weather, high prices, and mortgage rates as factors straining affordability. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
February is Black History Month, a time to honor the leaders and change makers who paved the way. At New Schools for New Orleans, we're celebrating the next generation of trailblazers, our students. Louisiana recently made historic gains on the nation's report card, climbing from the 49th to 32nd in just 5 years, our highest ranking ever. With progress in both ELA and math, we're proving what's possible. Tune in for Talk That on 12:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. as we uplift Black excellence, past, present, and future.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And on the other side of the glass, bringing us back with that Buck Junk music.
Yeah, they want second line.
Is Nyren, super producer Sanders. Listen, I see y'all asking, what's the name of the place? And it sounds delicious. The name of the place is called Saved by the Juice. It is Economic Blackout Friday, and if you're gonna buy black. If you're gonna buy black. It's on Cable Drive, it's on Cable and General de Gaulle, behind the immediate next building behind the Shell off of General de Gaulle. So yeah, the food, num,
and nothing like a good cold pressed juice. I mean, when I'm on the run, I need it quick.
Yeah,
I'm in
like
and out.
I have not
That's just
gotten
me.
into the cold pressed juices. I see them; they look pretty. They look. I think I've had maybe cold pressed orange juice at one point or another, but like they have these detox things too. I like to eat my food.
Yeah, I get it, but nothing like I don't like to eat a salad, so I'm not a salad guy.
Really?
So to get some kale and some spinach cold pressed together, a little lemon and ginger in there, that's my vibe right there.
I gotta chew. And
my vibe.
If I get a smoothie, I'm getting a smoothie because of the taste, not as a meal replacement.
Oh no, I'm doing it as a meal replacement.
Not at all.
Taste
not at all. I like when I say I like to eat, I like to chew my food, and that's probably why my weight in my lifetime has gone up and down and up and down. I'm all right though. If we having a good time eating, I'm enjoying myself. Fantasy Tacos is another place that we have gone to on the West Bank, because I'm trying to find places on that side of the river.
Mm-hmm.
I sleep over there. I live over
here.
Yeah, you
live over there. You have to know your environment.
I live over here. There's another place called Nola Cafe. It's on Lapelco. Trying to think of the other places that we've gone to that are black owned. Oh, Food Symphony is another place that is black owned on the West Bank. And I'm gonna go through even more of a list of things that you can buy black over today, and then continuing through the city of New Orleans. But over here, Nice Guys. Neo. Headquarters, Neo's. Morrow's. Mondays, that's another Morrow's. And they have another place that's in the French Quarter. I went to the opening, and they have some really good food over there. I can't think of the name of it right this second. It's on the corner, right, like diagonally across from the House of Blues. Can't think of the name of it right now. It's gonna come to me, but the Yakame House.
Right, that's on Tulane, right?
Yes.
Is that the one on Tulane? I've been there twice.
Trying to think of what other restaurants. Of course, Dookie Chase.
Yum.
Lil Dizzy. Shout out to Arkesha. Yeah, so like the food places, I know where to go in the city. All I have to do
now across
is
the river,
decide. Yeah. Addis Nola. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Prince Lobo, love him. Yeah, over here, this is home. I know what's going on over here. I just don't sleep on the West Bank. I mean, sleep on the East Bank, but I sleep on the West Bank, and I need to start finding other places where to go.
To go over there.
Yeah.
Exactly. You'll find your way. Do a little day off where you just take a little ride around the area.
As I find out about them, I go.
Yeah.
As I find out about them, I go. Adrian's Bakery is on that side. I mean, there's an Adrian's on that side, and an Antoine's that's on that side. Chicken's Kitchen, I have heard a lot about it, but I hear that they sell out of their food so quickly that
they sell out of their food.
Yeah, like they be sold out at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, no. That's one of the places that I've heard a lot about. The Pie Man.
The Pie Man, I remember the Pie Man.
Now I've been going there forever.
Yeah, I remember the Pie
Man. And so I want to find more black-owned places to spend my money. I've always been pretty deliberate about it in general because the vibe is different, but not just because they're black and good service, because some of y'all can kick rocks. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
But the majority of the places that I've gone that are black owned, I have a good time. Most of my entertainment spaces are black owned. 1525 is a lounge over on the West Bank that I have enjoyed spending time many nights I've enjoyed there, but I just don't know. I don't know all the spaces on the West Bank to go on the West Bank. And I've lived over there now. We've been in our house. This year will be 20 years.
Yeah, I think you need to get out more on the West Bank, Kimba.
It's like, oh, we going out. Where y'all going? We gonna be in the city. Like
we're gonna be on the other side again.
We gonna be in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna cross the bridge again.
We going to the places that we know, because my husband is also from the East Bank as well. And so I know the city. Even with the changing landscape of the city, I know the city.
Same. I've been in New York over 20 years, and I still can get around uptown.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
Same barbershop, same area, same place to stand for Mardi Gras. Same.
Red Rooster, if y'all
Red Rooster, yes.
Y'all want to go get you some food. They brought us
I love Red Rooster.
Some hot sausage and hamburgers, I think, when they came on the show. They brought us something else, but my mouth was very happy when they left. Now, don't laugh. Did I tell a lie?
Not at all.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
I was very
loving some Red Rooster. I kind of accidentally ran into Red Rooster. It's like a little house painted red, and and the lines long, the benches out there look like picnic benches,
go over
and you
there
just hang out. You can hang out, eat there, or just leave with your food. So
my first love right there.
Red
Rooster, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the menu right now. I don't have to rush nowhere. The kids are out of school, so I might go roll up.
I might run on Red Rooster too.
Some Red Rooster, cause I was very happy.
Quick too, that quick.
Yes, and it is a business that is Black owned, and they provided good service. They started off, I think, as a snowball stand.
Yes, it looks like one.
Evolved from that. Okay, another place on the West Bank that is in Marrero, it is called Wags. Black owned, and it was I forgot the name of the business that it was before, but it started off as another name. I think they opened in like 1985, if I'm not mistaken, and they're still there.
So they survived Katrina and everything.
Yep, they're still there. I got some food. I haven't been there recently, but that's another place that I have patronized as well. So yeah, y'all gotta get it in. Y'all gotta go spend with us.
Spend with us.
The food, the flavors. You don't be having to add no extra.
Exactly. Try us out. We've been tried and true.
Yeah.
To be good chefs in the kitchen.
This is definitely the time, because this economic windfall that's going to hit the 1% of billionaires ain't going to hit our people. So we for sure have to make sure that we are taking care of our own so that they can continue to climb out of this mangled economic situation that we know is getting ready to happen.
It's happening.
Yeah.
We're not even, 60 days in yet?
No. And
look what we're doing. Look what we're dealing with. Crisis, financial cutbacks.
Plane crashes,
layoffs,
mass firings.
Yes.
Imagine being someone who works in healthcare that provides like checking of medical information to keep the citizenry protected. Imagine being fired and they go, "Oh, we actually need you. Come back.
Come back, please." Imagine being a security guy at the high schools, and you're not a teacher, you're not an essential worker, but two kids have an altercation. Do you want the teacher to step in, or should the security guy you let go because of funding?
Do you want them involved? And I'm telling you, as a teacher that is close to 50, all you getting from me is stop. Don't do that. Because what I'm not about to do is get tossed around by kids
and
that
lay
are
hands
bigger
on
than me.
kids. You can get arrested for that.
Because in me trying to save you, if you hit me, my reflex is going to hit you back. So all you getting from me is stop. Don't do that. But the people who you have employed to do so, you've let them go
because of funding.
Yeah. All you weirdo Trump supporters and Trump sympathizers, congratulations. You won and lost at the same time.
Yes, you did.
That's gotta suck.
Yes.
I won.
I'm sorry for you.
I won. But what did you win?
What did you
Behind door number 1, loss of jobs. The people at USAID were told that they had 15 minutes to clear their areas, their work areas. How about you've been working somewhere for years and you get 15 minutes to collect your things? How about it?
I feel like I did something wrong if I have to leave in 15 minutes. Like I really was out of line if I have to leave in 15 minutes.
Mark said, "You mean it hasn't been 2 years yet? It surely seems like it." It does. January felt like a year.
Yeah.
January felt like a year, and I'm really most concerned about health care. I don't know if you've noticed that that you knew that there was a measles outbreak in Texas.
Yes, big
and
outbreak.
A child has died.
Yeah, and people are getting infected from that. And if you've ever been around people with the measles, one person can affect up to 10 to 20 people that's surrounding them. There was a big outbreak in Disney World, too, as well.
Mm-hmm.
Big case.
So
2 doses. So I guess it's been a while since someone actually died from the measles.
A child has died. No, you know why? Because of science and vaccines.
Well, that was required when we were kids. We had to get the vaccine
MMR, yes,
to get into school.
Measles, mumps, rubella.
And then we forgot about it. But, if you're older, it's still not too late to go get, I guess.
You would want to, but the measles outbreak in Texas has reached nearly 150 cases.
Wow.
Measles.
Measles. I forgot about measles. I'm like, they still doing measles?
I knew in my lifetime maybe one person who got measles in my lifetime as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost 50. So in one person in my lifetimes means they had worked on a solution to get rid of it. I've had chickenpox. My children and none of their peers have ever had chickenpox.
Same. I've never had chickenpox.
Because there's a vaccine for chickenpox.
Right. That has been proven and tried to eliminate that.
But measles?
Measles? I forgot about measles. Polio?
Yes, we have some polio cases here too. Things that had been eradicated, they're coming back because we have people who don't believe in science. And this weirdo with the brain worm is saying that Black people don't need to be on the same schedule. Same vaccination schedule as everybody else because our immunity is different.
Really?
Yeah.
Our brains shrinking again?
I don't know because at one point,
they were smaller. At one point, our brains were smaller.
Not
the
any
average human being.
Not, I have so many words and feelings about these weirdos you people, those of you who did not vote, those of you who voted independent, and those of you who voted for YSAP, this is the result of your apathy, your disengaging behavior. This is what it's gotten us. We got planes falling out of the skies.
Planes was the safest way to travel.
At
I remember.
a high rate.
Yeah.
At a high rate. We have people who the vanilla white ISIS insurrection who were pardoned from assaulting the police officers. It was back to blue until it was you.
Mm-hmm.
And YSAP let these people out. I don't understand. I thought y'all like law and order.
I know.
And morality.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, y'all elected a dude with 3 baby mamas, 5 kids, cheated on at least this last one for sure while she was pregnant. Y'all weird.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are big weird.
This is the residual. I keep saying it over and over.
Yeah, consequences.
Yes.
Consequences. And that is what we're facing right now.
I got to send a shout out. Today is my great niece's birthday.
Happy birthday, niece.
True love Ruedge. She turns 3 today.
Aww.
Uncle loves you. Happy birthday, niece.
Happy birthday.
But also, but not so good news, a good actor friend of mine, not personal, but Gene Hackman.
Yes.
Passed.
His wife and his dog.
Wife. His dog, what the dog do?
I feel like it may have been like a carbon monoxide issue because at 95, I don't know if you got beef with people at 95.
No.
Him and his wife of 30 plus years and the dog, all 3. It's unfortunate, but he had a good run, if anything.
Superman.
Yeah.
Unforgiven, Mississippi Burning, French Connection, Bonnie and Clyde. Gene Hackman is one of the greats.
Yeah.
I got to say that.
I didn't realize he was 95, but I've never seen his hair black.
Never?
Never. I don't ever
Maybe
recall
he got his break made it started like in his 40s or something.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that happen, but in everything that I've seen him in, I've never seen his hair black. It's always been white.
Yeah. I agree. When he did Superman, he was like
he was great.
The villain.
And
Lex Luthor. Yeah, he was Lex Luthor. And he had the
He had the
grayish
George
hair.
Jefferson
Yeah,
haircut.
the George
yeah.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Y'all stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hey, New Orleans, Tavis Smiley here, inviting you to join me each weekday evening at 7 p.m. right here on WBOK 1230 AM for the Tavis Smiley Show. You can expect great guests and getting the answers you need to know. It's the Tavis Smiley Show on our new home in New Orleans, WBOK 1230 AM.
Tavis Smiley. Ranked number 45 on the Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America.
Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. Today, Louisiana State Police, the NOPD, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell, and other officials will come together to discuss their plans to keep you safe over this big carnival weekend. A news conference is happening at 4 p.m. You can expect increased patrols and other safety measures, including a special security zone in the French Quarter, which is similar to what we saw for the Super Bowl. All this as we prepare for a big night of parades across Southeast Louisiana. In the French Quarter, the crew of Bosom Buddies kicks things off at 11:30 a.m. Then Uptown, the crew of Hermes rolls at 5:30 p.m., followed by Crew d'Etat, and then the crew of Morpheus. In Slidell, the crew of Celine starts things off at 6:30 p.m., with the crew of Dionysus following. That parade had to be rescheduled following heavy rain on Sunday. And finally, one of Louisiana's leading nonprofit organizations could be out more than $1 million thanks to the loss of several federal grants. The Southeast Louisiana chapter says if those cuts remain in place, that would trigger staff layoffs and the elimination of housing grants, reentry programs, and free tax preparation services. Nonprofit officials are asking lawmakers to step in and help. They hope you'll encourage your representatives to do the same. And that's a look at today's headlines. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News. Have a great day and a better weekend.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
WBOK and LCMC Health are proud to present Keeping You Well Cafe. 60 Minutes with LCMC Health, where the doctors speak directly to the people of New Orleans. LCMC Health is committed to improving the quality of care here in New Orleans, the Gulf South, and beyond. The Keeping You Well Cafe is another way for LCMC Health to engage with the community. At the Keeping You Well Cafe, LCMC Health joins WBOK and local businesses to answer your questions about wellness and health.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 1230 AM on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And bringing us back with that good old music is Nyron Sanders, super producer, y'all. Y'all really don't know how many screens Nyron has to touch while he's over there. It is a screen to the left, a screen to the right, a phone in his hand. Then he have to answer the phones. And then even on the computers, there are multiple screens or multiple windows that are open. Like, I don't know how he manages it all.
Big up to the engineers, man. They work very hard with sound and volume and all kind of things.
Yeah.
Keeping us in line.
Keeping us on the air and, y'all being able to hear us versus going, Because if he don't show up or if the producers don't show up, show canceled today.
Yeah, no show. No show. That's when everything back of the house.
Yes.
That you don't get a chance to see.
For sure. So now that we have been going through these different restaurants, I am excited about going to eat.
Yes.
I think I've settled on Red Rooster. I'll be sliding over there for a lunch. Shout out to the family over there. They came here to sit on the porch and they brought us food and it was very good. So I can't wait to enjoy one of the treats from their menu. So yeah, happy me. What else you got going on? You got some family coming in town?
I do. I have my sisters coming in town, one from Oklahoma, Roshiva, and Lucretia from Texas.
Okay.
So it's always good to see the sisters, the trio getting together, the band back together, have some laughs, talk about each other's hair, weight, all kind of things. You know how family members do. It's Mardi Gras. Why you wearing that shirt with them pants?
God.
Why you wearing those socks with those shoes?
Well.
But family can do that.
Family roaster.
Yeah, family
I can
roasting.
talk about them. Don't you talk about them.
Right, don't you dare. You better not talk about
Is that a New Orleans thing or is that a black family thing?
That's up for debate.
I'm curious.
I think it's a black family thing. Like, my grandma would have the roughest voice, but if anybody else said her voice was rough, boy, you better look out. My grandma's the sweetest woman walking this planet.
Yeah, but that time she did XYZ.
That time when she answered that phone.
I can say that. You can't
You
say
can't.
that.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But I'm looking forward to just the festivities, the costumes, the marching bands, to get to see my old schools, some new schools that came around. And just to see some, like my sister said, some family members that I don't get a chance to see all year.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember I live in New York.
Yes.
So I got to pick and choose when I'm off to come and visit home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always good to come home and people talk like me, sound like me, I'm just loving it. They're excited about what I'm excited about. Experiences. They eating the kind of food I like to eat as well. I can't get a good hot sausage po' boy in New York. So I really enjoy that part. And just time off from work, In New York City, it's a regular day. It's just a Friday, everybody getting off. But here, it's carnival time.
It is.
It's carnival time. We're
City
excited.
shuts down at 12 o'clock on Monday.
Shut down. We are ready to get it cracking and pumping,
Yeah. 504-582-9422. Good morning, Diva Soul.
Hey, now.
Good morning. Hey, Pocket Way.
Your pocket way, baby. Look here, throwing these suits.
Yes. I recognize that voice.
Oh, come on with that, Royce. Where you at, baby?
I hear you. What you got for us?
Well, the day blackout. It's the blackout. I'm blackity black.
Blackity blickety blick black.
Absolutely.
Blickety blick black, baby. I'm over here, being a part of the resistance, you understand? And a lot of times people don't really understand, well, why do people go through all of this, making these new suits and everything? Our pretty is resistance, baby. Everything that you want for us to suffer or to, mistreat us or to put us under certain types of pressures and trying to roll back our civil rights and all that stuff, baby, in the face of that, we are the resistance, baby. We show ourselves as pretty. You heard me?
Yes,
we
come out
yes,
there
I do.
And we celebrate ourselves. We celebrate our ancestors. We celebrate their triumphs. We celebrate their achievements. And we celebrate everything they gave us. You heard me?
Amen.
We take over the streets. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. And so today, with being a blackout, it's a beautiful thing to, see that everybody's,
capitulating to the understanding of we don't have to take to the streets and protest. We can do it just like this and hit them in the pocket.
And it's easy, right? Hit them in the pockets. We don't have to walk those streets anymore with the shoes on and holes in your socks and all that kind of thing. We could just sit at home and keep our credit cards in our pockets, and hopefully we made all the purchases we needed to make.
Yes, indeed. I hope to say, like, people be reminded that, tell everybody. Because, people just are so used to just doing. I had to stop a few people in the tribe last night. I said, what you mean you're going shopping tomorrow? No, you're not. No, you're not.
I don't hurt nobody now. We want this to be
if you go to spend your money, go spend it with us, because we still got to eat.
I said, now listen, if you ain't got no food in the house, then you're going to have to just go it on and go get you a po' boy tomorrow. And go to somebody black and go get you something to eat over by Lil Dizzy, or go over here by B Sweet on Rampart Street right there, across the street from Congo Square, or go over there, sit down up in the in the Dookie Chase and go upstairs and see the civil rights, the second floor where they used to meet.
Absolutely.
For civil rights meetings and all that.
We have places we can spend our money as well.
Go do something intentional today for us. You heard me?
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
we got spaces that we can spend money with us. If you got a itching in your pocket and you want to put your dollar somewhere, we have businesses where we can go and spend our money.
And we surely do. We surely do. And what I love about this is we have Black Wall Street NOLA.
Yes,
we
do.
Where all the artists, all the entrepreneurs are all, gathered. So go check out Black Wall Street NOLA. They can't burn that one down.
Exactly.
You heard me? So our thing is our ancestors and elders gave us a seat at the table, and I've been blessed to create the New Orleans Legacy Project, in which this is a docuseries, which is an oral history. And the centering story is about them 4 to 6-year-old girls that basically showed America's behind during the time when America in the 1960s wanted other countries to become the allies to America in the Cold War against Russia.
Mm-hmm.
But when they saw those innocent little baby girls, the New Orleans Four,
yes,
these people were like, that's what y'all do to children just because they want to go to school?
Mm-hmm.
They got to have U.S. Marshals to escort them? And white people yelling and screaming and spitting at them just to go to school?
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem?
And what grade was this? Like kindergarten or first graders?
It was first grade, 6-year-olds.
Yeah, that was the Leona Tate, the Miss Etienne, Ruby
Gail
Bridges.
Etienne. So it's Gail Etienne,
yes,
Leona Tate, Tessie Prevost, and Ruby Bridges.
There you go.
Okay,
that is the New Orleans.
And so if you want to watch the trailer, you can go to NewOrleansLegacyProject.org.
Okay.
New Orleans LegacyProject.org. And this year is the 65th anniversary of the New Orleans Four.
Wow.
So we have a huge push out this year with their 65th anniversary New Orleans Four Legacy Collection. Miss Gail Etienne and Miss Tessie Prevost, they started the company, New Orleans Four LLC. They will be releasing a children's book, The True Story of the New Orleans Four, because for decades, there's been the single story narrative about Ruby Bridges. It's no secret. But the bottom line is that when you tell the half truth, what is a half truth, y'all?
It's a lie.
It's a whole
lie.
It's
a lie.
Exactly. And so, unfortunately, I'm so black that I'm unapologetically black. And when a lie is a lie, a lie is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And, nobody wanted to touch this, you see.
Mm-hmm.
But Gail, Tessie, and Leona deserve equal recognition and honor. And so in 2020, for their 60th anniversary, Mayor LaToya Cantrell finally gave them the key to the city. And the city council, under the leadership of Cindy Wynn, brought forth the resolution. She brought forth the resolution, and the city council voted unanimously for November 14th to be New Orleans 4 Day. Then Governor Bell Edwards, through the leadership of State Representative Alonzo Knox, signed an official statement recognizing the New Orleans Four.
Yes.
So now, our job, New Orleans, this year, the 65th anniversary of the New Orleans Four doing Essence Festival, every black girl, every black woman needs to know not just about the New Orleans Four, but about the black women of the New Orleans and Louisiana resistance movement. And that is what the New Orleans Legacy Project is all about.
All right.
Telling the whole story of the integral and pivotal role that New Orleans played in not only the civil rights movement, but in American and world history.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give y'all 3 bullet points to go home with. Write this down.
All right.
Lombard versus Louisiana went all the way to the Supreme Court. That stemmed from that sit-in at Woolworth's on Canal Street.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Lombard. So Lombard versus Louisiana. That case went all the way to the Supreme Court. The dude drop in up there on the South Street.
I know the
Frank
dude drop.
Pena.
Yes.
Frank Pena. His venue was there for black people who didn't want to play in those places where they say we could not go in and sleep and eat. So it became the place where all these black people went to perform and lay their head at the hotel there. So I want people to really go and walk into history. Go and walk into that room that has all the history and see all the names of all the people who actually played there and laid their heads there and brought an amazing amount of history to New Orleans that operated as part of that major chitlin circuit, okay?
Yeah.
It's a brand new, beautiful facility, okay? But there's another case that went to Supreme Court. Frank Pena was arrested because he allowed white people to come in, and they said, we want segregation. White people ain't supposed to be in here, and black people ain't supposed to be in our spot. So Frank was like, screw you. This is my house.
Yes.
I can have in my house who I want. So he took this all the way. You heard me?
Yes.
Okay? And then I want y'all to understand how the 4 girls bought it home for Homer Plessy. Homer Plessy in 1867 decided that he was not going to play their game. We had already had the Civil War. We had Reconstruction. Now y'all want to bring in some Jim Crow law to tell me that I got to abide by the Louisiana Separate Car Act? He said, I'm not moving. I bought a first-class ticket. So they arrested him, tried and convicted him. Judge Ferguson. There's an organization called Plessy and Ferguson Initiative. It's the granddaughter of Judge Ferguson and the descendant cousin of Homer Plessy coming together to right the wrongs and also put the history markers around the state that tells our history and our contribution. So y'all got it?
We got
Plessy
it.
and Ferguson Initiative. Do drop in, and what was the case? Lombard versus Louisiana.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, Deepa Soul, for sharing that information with us on this final day of Black History Month. But of course, Black History is 365 days a year. That is
And
the
New Orleans played an integral role, and it's time for y'all to know there's a power in knowing where you come from, baby.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna talk to y'all later, and thank y'all so much for what y'all doing and keeping the conversations going.
All right.
All right.
You have
Thanks,
a good
Z.
one. Have a great one. Yes, the New Orleans Legacy Project, there is a website there for you to be able to sign up for the parade during Essence Festival weekend. There's also information for you to see the teaser that is also on the website. And if you want to assist with the project and its continued growth, there's also a link for you to donate there. So thank you, Deepa Soul, for sharing that information with us. How about that on Black History?
Yeah, that's
Final day of
very
Black
knowledgeable.
History Month.
And get your flowers now. I mean, it's 65 years in the making.
The craziness is, as much as people tell us to get over slavery and racism, Ruby Bridges is still alive.
Yes.
So
Get
it's
over
still
what?
living.
Yeah, it's still
She's,
breathing.
Yes. Miss Leona Tate, who my daughter had a chance to meet last week, is still living.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean get over it?
Right.
We're still living with the people who have lived through those acts of violence toward them. People who have had dogs sicked on them. They're still
Here.
living.
Yes. Who rode the back of the buses? Who got the hose pipes? Who saw the dogs being attacking
still
their family
here.
members?
So telling us to get over it when the culprits and the victims are still with us, y'all are out of your minds. But we knew that already.
Yes.
We knew that already. We're going to talk a little bit more about some more things that I want to free my mind about, because the people who have been determined or have self-determined that they are the the authorities of information, the authority of power, and all of those different things. We're going to talk about some of the twisted things that they have done, not just to us, but to themselves. And the reason why they're able to do those things to us is because they don't care anything about anybody but themselves. They do some wild stuff, and we as a community, Black people as a community, most of the things that they have done, we look at and go, "Ooh, what's wrong with y'all?" So the superior morality observation typically don't come, that doesn't come from them. It actually comes from us. But we've started to adapt some actions and behaviors from them, which I hope that we can unculture ourselves out of those things. But yeah, they do some outlandish stuff that we would never, not ever consider doing. But y'all, stay tuned. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK 1230 AM from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Mostly sunny and feeling good. That's today's forecast. No fog to start, just clear skies with highs eventually rising to the upper 60s to low 70s. Tonight is clear with lows in the 40s and the 50s. Another great weather day for Saturday. Sunshine with highs in the low to upper 70s. Dry Sunday with highs in the upper 60s. Chance for rain, though, next week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
About all day long. I'm your host, Kipper White Dupree.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And on the other side of the glass, we got a visitor. Hey, Zoe.
Hey.
And of course, Nyron is at the helm. Listen, I really don't want to be talking about the others on this final day of Black History Month, and to keep me from doing so, I actually came across a story about Fantasy Tacos. So you've heard me mention that eatery, right? It's Black owned and it's located on the West Bank. I found a story from last year, and I don't know if you're familiar with Keith Lee.
No.
Keith Lee is a MMA fighter who is a food critic now, and he travels to different places to rate the food of the place that he visits, and based on his review, a lot of people will flock to those places. So if they're not well known or the food is really good, he feels like people should know about it. He talks about it on his platform, like he eats it during a video and rates all of the dishes that he has while he's there. So I came across an article from last year that he had visited Fantasy Tacos. And so he stopped there while he was here in Louisiana. And so when he went there, he got the jerk chicken tacos, he got the pizzeria, and he also got one other dish, but he's allergic to seafood, so he does not eat the seafood dishes. But he gave the jerk chicken tacos a rating of 9.2 out of 10. He gave the pizzeria a rating of 9.4 out of 10. And in addition to him rating the food, he left a $1,000 tip to the owner and her husband, who, of course, were following, who prepared his food. And he only ordered 6 different dishes. His family tried the seafood ones, and 6 different dishes cost $86.70. Where can you eat 6 different dishes for $86.70?
Nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere. But the food is reasonable. The portions that they give you are nice and sizable. And so when he went, he definitely gave them a positive review. And that's really how they're able to, like, their clientele. Even when we went last Saturday, you see a constant influx of people. The place is not very large at all. And the places that he goes to, they're often not in heavily populated areas. Because in Gretna, in that space, you wouldn't think Black people would be, or Black businesses would be in that particular space. But he gave each of the restaurants 6 employees $500 and $1,000 each to the owner and her husband.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah. And again, we have gone 2 weekends in a row this month.
2 weekends in a row?
Yes, but I've been there, quite a few times when I stumbled upon them, and the food is delicious. Like, it is absolutely delicious and worth the place of spending your money. The service is good.
Yeah.
Spend our money with our people.
Try us out.
Yeah.
You gotta try us
our
out.
people out. And depending on the type of fare that you like, you can find a business that will accommodate what it is that you want. Now, they do have a taco salad, but it's not like the salad I had yesterday.
Right.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. The salad I had yesterday was one of the clean eating but tasty dishes, right? So if I'm feeling like I want to eat clean and have something good, I'm going to go to that particular location of Saved by the Juice. But if I feel like I want to get down with the get down, there are other options for you to find and spend your money that with people who look like us and spend like us. Yeah, so I don't really want to get too much in talking about the palm-colored people on this last day of Black History, but
we both agree that Black History is every day.
It is every day.
But this country's rated it as just February.
Well, it was one day.
Really?
Yeah,
one day?
It started off being a one day, then it expanded to a week, and then it's a month now.
The shortest month of the year.
The shortest month of the year. Maybe, every few years you get one extra day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just one extra day. Yeah, but it is what it is. So, look, if you look out across the street, the floats are passing by. They are getting ready for the parades tonight.
They are starting up really early, huh?
Oh, no. They were already starting when I was on my way here.
Really? I
They
didn't see
were
that. I didn't
bringing
catch that
floats.
traffic.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were bringing floats when I was heading this direction. So I'm heading toward Xavier. The right lane had floats that were coming in the opposite direction
Mm-hmm.
on the same space. Yeah, no, they're rolling. Everybody's getting in place because I want to say the earliest parade that starts today starts at 11:30, and then of course you have the nighttime parades that are gonna roll tonight as well.
Tonight,
But
exactly. Now, is there a number like you can't go over 36 floats or
I
over
don't think
30
so.
floats or whatever you can provide?
I don't think so. I think
Unlimited
it depends on
floats?
the amount of people you have in your crew.
Okay.
So the size of the crew determines how many floats you're gonna have because I think there's a limit per float.
That can ride.
Yeah.
But the amount of floats.
If you have that many people who paid to ride, you better get a place for them
Accommodate,
people.
right?
Yeah. You talking about somebody mad behind some money? My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not. So like the parade schedule for tonight, like I said, I think the earliest one starts at 11:30. I want to say it's in the French Quarter. I'm getting to the day. Today is the 28th.
Yes.
But
But I know the earliest one
11:30
is 11:30.
Crew of Bosom Buddies. That is in
Bosom
the
Buddies.
French
I remember that
Quarter.
show. I remember that was a show at one time. Bosom Buddies.
That was with Tom
Hanks.
Who was the other guy? I don't
he was
ever
known as
remember
the
his
other
name.
guy.
I know. That's so messed up.
That's sad, right?
Yeah,
Tom Hanks'
I don't
career went on to win
remember-
Oscars, and the
I
other
don't
guy.
remember the other guy.
Let's just call him
so
Buddy.
messed
Let's call him Buddy.
up. No,
No, he has a name. We're gonna give him a name. He has a name.
so messed
But the crew of Bosom Buddies in the French
Uh-huh.
Quarter today. Check it out. It's probably one of the first ones up. This, I guess, last Mardi Gras weekend. The last
Peter
month.
Scolari.
Peter Scolari.
That is so messed
Have I ever
up.
said his name before? I don't even know if I said his name before.
No, but you've seen him before because he's been in other stuff.
Okay.
You've seen this guy before. He's been in a whole bunch of other. I didn't know he passed though. He passed in 2021. But you've seen him in other things. He has been in a whole bunch of other things. But the cast from Bosom Buddies, not Tom Hanks and the other guy. Oh, that's so cool. Peter Scolari, Tom Hanks, Wendy Jo Sperber, Donna Dixon, Thelma Hopkins, Holland Taylor, Lucille Benson, and Joel Zwick.
So the crew of
And
Bosom Buddies.
Thelma Hopkins is still in the game.
Still in the game
She is
doing
still doing it. You gotta love that. But
Yes. So the crew of Bosom
Tom
Buddies.
Hanks and the other guy.
And the other guy, we just call him the Buddy.
So cool.
Yeah, that was a good premise of the storyline of that show,
Mhm.
too.
And it had a good run.
Yeah, it had a great run.
It had a really good run. But other parades that are rolling. So today, 11:30 a.m., crew of Bosom Buddies, crew of Hermes starts. Now, here's the question.
Okay.
Is it Hermes because it is the parade or because it's also a brand, or do we say Hermes? I've always said Hermes.
I say Hermes. I'm sorry. I say Hermes. It's just an upbringing.
Yeah, her crew of Hermes. And do you know what Hermes represents?
What does it represent?
Medicine. Let's see, because Hermes is one of the gods. So it was the messenger of the gods, god of travelers, protectors of thieves, merchants, or orators. Oh no, it's not medicine. It's travelers. I feel like medicine is in there somewhere though. Yeah, seduction. I'm gonna have to look a little further into this because all of the different gods, the Greek gods, and their origin stories and what they impact or whatever. That's typically what you're gonna hear from. You're gonna hear or should hear about like why the story is
Right, and why is it named Crew of Hermes?
Yeah,
and-
why
and
is it
everything?
named such?
What's your brand?
Yeah.
Why would you choose to join
like the crew of
Hermes?
Dionysus.
Right. Or the crew of Bosom Buddies or whatever. Why would you select that
The
particular?
crew of Bosom Buddies is just white
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
White people.
You know,
people.
so
I don't
every
even
year
know
there's
if
a
that
new
was rhyme
crew
or
of something.
reason.
And it's gonna be the
Yeah. Okay. So, messenger of the gods, the god of travelers, the protector of thieves, merchants, and orators. He's also associated with animal husbandry, fertility, and divination.
fertility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Hermes. They've been around a while, right?
I don't know. There are so many different parades that I remember from my lifetime. I'm not sure how long they have been around. And some of the crews that I knew, they don't roll anymore. Okay, so this crew's been around since 1937. So they've been around a while.
I remember seeing.
Yeah, they've been around a while. But there are so many different crews. Like I said, some of them are still rolling. Some of them don't roll anymore. Shout out to Dorothy Mae Taylor, who said, you are not using any of the emergency services or anything that's funded by taxpayers if you have restrictive membership rules by color.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you don't remember that in 1991?
Yeah,
the city
she
council
got down.
Yeah,
on
she
them.
was
If
like,
you not having any diversity in your crew.
Yeah, if they can't join because they black, then you cannot run these parades with these emergency services or anything that our taxpayers pay, because all the money goes into one pot. They do not segregate it by color. So if you can't get that together, you're not rolling. I love that for us, for sure. We got to take this break, y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. It's King Cake Wars time.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK 1230 AM, Go, and Equity Media Station.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. Activists are planning a 24-hour economic blackout today to protest corporate greed and the rollback of diversity programs. Organizer John Schwartz says people feel the system is rigged. Participants will only spend on essentials like medicine. Maryland Representative Kwesi Mfume and Senators Chris Van Hollen and Angela Ossobrooks introduced a bill to establish Public School 103 in West Baltimore as the Justice Thurgood Marshall National Historic Site. The school, built in 1877, was Marshall's elementary school. Pope Francis remains in a Roman hospital where he's been for 2 weeks. Initially admitted with bronchitis, he was later diagnosed with double pneumonia and mild kidney failure. The Vatican reports he had another peaceful night and is showing improvement. And Drake is postponing his Australia and New Zealand tour dates due to a scheduling conflict. Tickets remain valid for new dates with refunds available. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
February is Black History Month, a time to honor the leaders and change makers who paved the way. At New Schools for New Orleans, we're celebrating the next generation of trailblazers, our students. Louisiana recently made historic gains on the nation's report card, climbing from the 49th to 32nd in just 5 years, our highest ranking ever. With progress in both ELA and math, we're proving what's possible. Tune in for Talk That on 12:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. as we uplift Black excellence, past, present, and future.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And bringing us back with smelling good stuff in the studio is Nyron. King Cake Wars, y'all. 2
Yes.
king cakes this week. We had one earlier Monday.
Right, we had one
Monday. We started
Monday.
the week with...
that was more like a praline topping from
Adrian.
Adrian.
Yes.
Really
and
good.
Now we have a traditional king cake from Antoine's Bakery. And I think I'm definitely going to eat a second slice of this one. It smells absolutely delicious.
Yes, it will. And I will try to chew this time.
Yeah.
Myron, I
Monday,
kind of
you
inhaled the
definitely
last one.
inhaled that
It
last
was my
one.
first one.
It went gone. So go for it. It smells so good. Like it smells sweet, but it doesn't smell like syrupy, but it just smells like it tastes good.
And this one is sending off a smell too, which I love. Some king cakes don't smell like nothing.
No, sometimes they don't, but this one, and it's fresh too. I don't know when this one
Very.
came off the line, but this is definitely a fresh king cake. So you've had your first bite.
Yes. And it's delish.
What are you tasting in it?
I'm tasting heavy frosting. I'm tasting some nice, what is this, cream in here? Some kind of filling, a purple filling. What is that?
That's cinnamon.
Cinnamon? Okay. Nice cinnamon. It's real thick. I'm getting my sweets on.
You enjoying this? Yeah, I definitely am going to get a second piece of this one. What you feeling over there, Nyron?
Exceptional. It's very good. It's good. As long as your king cake ain't dry, you good with me. 'Cause I don't know why people be putting out them dry king cakes.
Well, the king cake that we had as kids, Mackenzie's king cake. And what year were you born?
2000.
So you might have gotten a king cake experience, like the original traditional king cake, which was almost felt like po' boy bread with sugar on top.
Wow.
Yeah, that sucker. You needed a gallon of milk or
To
water
wash that down.
To wash
You
it
needed
down.
something.
It was bread with sugar sprinkles on top. And when I say the Sahara trying to chew and swallow, I don't care. Even if you took a long time to mince that up in your mouth, you needed definitely a gallon of water or milk to get it down. Yeah, you can't even imagine that, huh?
I won't fight somebody.
That was the one that most people brought to school.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one that people, and you got if it was your day, and they made them really big. I want to say they probably were maybe a quarter of the size of this table.
Because they had to cover a whole classroom. Think about it.
And most people brought those king cakes to class. Brought those king cakes to class to give so that everybody got a sugar rush. But there was nothing on the inside. When I say nothing, I mean nothing.
But a baby.
Oh my.
Yeah. And little kids don't care as long as the sugar. They don't really be worried about the flavor itself. A lot of kids don't have a very discerning palate, so they're just excited to get sugar on top
a treat at school. That's what they were excited about.
But these cinnamon filled, that was a Mackenzie's specialty, and they came smaller, where you would get the brioche or the pastry with the icing and the colors. But this is normal for you.
Yeah, this is fancied up, man. This is layered up with the cinnamon.
The king cake that we grew up eating.
I can actually squeeze this,
Yeah, no, it's very
we
moist.
can squeeze ours.
It is no. Yeah, you could. It was like a sponge,
I couldn't imagine.
or legit like French bread with sugar.
Sounds terrible.
And we
And
loved
maybe
it.
it
We
was-
loved
maybe
it.
it
We
was-
loved it too.
I know, because you
We
had
loved
sugar
it.
on it. And maybe it was a little softer than French bread. Maybe. But it was, yeah.
Shout out to Antoine's. This is really good.
Yeah, no, Antoine's is the truth. Another black-owned bakery located on the West Bank in Gretna. So if you are looking again to spend your dollars with black people and you got to get your king cake, you got to get your king cake from Adrian's or Antoine's. Those are two of the bakeries. Or I want to say B Sweets is another one that does king cakes as well.
Okay.
Black owned. Spend your dollars with us. You can definitely serve the cause and still get something that tastes delicious as well. I'm going to take some bites of this because
I love the sprinkles.
it's calling me.
Yeah, the sprinkles is where it's at, right? But see, it was so sugary when we were kids. It was like they just grinded purple sugar and just threw it on top of some French bread with some icing.
I'm telling you.
Can't even imagine.
The good king cake was the one that was like a cinnamon roll at McKenzie's.
Right.
But that was for your house. That wasn't going to school. Because it wasn't big enough for you to send it for a class. And, it costs a little more.
Yeah.
So these new, larger
we got to think
king
about
cakes
this was
and
like a
with the
daily thing,
flavors,
right?
yeah.
This was a daily thing
Somebody has
when you
to
brought the
bring.
king cake in. So these kids ate king cake like almost every day during the carnival season.
And that can be pricey.
Yeah.
Because it's the parents who had to buy it. Whoever got the baby.
Did you ever get the baby?
I have.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I may have gotten it once.
Not as an adult, though.
I don't know. You got your own babies now.
But I'm saying, like, I don't think I've gotten, like, work king cakes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten a baby.
I used to always try to squeeze for it, before I took a bite.
That's the rule.
Just to feel out to see if I have it in there.
That's the skill. That my
I didn't
mama-
want to swallow
my
the
mama taught
baby.
me how to do that. Like if I don't do that and I get the baby, I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, I taught you how to squeeze for the baby.
Right. There's a proper squeeze you do before
I'm
you
gonna go ahead.
take on the eating of a king cake.
The funniest thing, though, about the whole baby, I know some people say, oh, yeah, I swallowed it. How? How did you swallow the king cake? Like, if the king cake that you're biting has a piece that is firm, how does that not set off an alarm in your head that goes, this part is probably not cake. Let me take this out. Like, do you chew the bones on chicken? Like, do you eat rocks as snacks? I don't really understand. It's hard plastic.
Yeah.
There's
Plastic.
nothing
Hard
soft
plastic.
about that
Nothing.
at all. There's nothing soft about when you get the baby. It's almost like hitting what is that? If you're eating something and you get a shell in something, like it's immediate. Like, oh no, I'm not supposed to have that. Let me get this out of my mouth. So I have a question for the people who swallow the babies. How did you swallow the baby? Like, what alarm in your brain didn't tell you, hey, maybe I should spit this out, or in the very least, move this around in my mouth so that I don't swallow it.
Okay.
It's weird. I don't get that. What are you doing, Darren?
I'm practicing my restraint. Is what I'm doing right now.
Yes, I am too. This is too good. This is too good.
You want another piece?
No, I'm talking about
what I said.
yeah,
but I'm
them
saying,
comments.
how
You ain't got to explain it no more. I promise you.
I'm telling you.
I miss Graylin. That's
I know. He would be running with this one. We can run it back when he gets here. But still, do you eat bones in a chicken?
But some people are very aperture to swallowing babies.
Again, I hate you for that. Shout out to Graylin. But again, there is a thing in your epiglottis that won't allow you to swallow hair. And you know how fine hair is? So if there's something that will trigger your throat area to keep you from swallowing hair, how do you get a plastic baby ingested? I don't understand. You needed all those details.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Because the other one just left it way too open. Yeah, it was too wide open. Look how I cleaned that up. Jackie Wilmore said, Adrian's on Paris Avenue. I love the pecan cream cheese from them.
Oh,
and today, that sounds delicious. And today is the day. Again, it is the blackout. Go spend your money with black people. Adrian's Bakery on Paris Avenue has a king cake that has pecan cream cheese.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
That sounds decadent and like you gonna be in a sugar coma afterwards. But it sounds so
good.
You'll enjoy falling into it.
It's seasonal, so that's why you can partake.
Yeah. Well, you talking about you gonna start watching what you eat? Not till Wednesday.
Not till Wednesday.
Wednesday. This
Yes.
is the time of decadence.
This is it.
The time that you risk it all because you're gonna rein it back in on Wednesday.
Yes, I will.
The season is for all things reckless. Well, not all things reckless. Speaking of all things reckless, are you familiar with any of the reality TV shows?
None. I don't watch much reality TV. I'm too busy shooting my own show.
Okay.
But I have watched recently a great series on Netflix called 0 Day.
Okay, what's that about?
It's about, you know how we get those Amber Alerts on our phones?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is about our phones being shut down for about 1 minute. De Niro's in it. Angela Bassett plays the president. And the Amber Alert is this will happen again. But within that minute, planes were crashing, trains were crashing, accidents were happening on the street. A lot went on in 1 minute.
Is it like that movie when all the white cars were stopped?
All the Teslas?
Yeah.
This is more of a national defense thing. Angela Bassett plays the president, and De Niro plays the prior president. She has to call him back in to help solve this crisis. It's like one of those cyber wars or something. And I spent 10 hours of my life watching it that I can't get back. But it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Where is it? What platform?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those
Zero
of you
Day. Yeah, good show.
who like Gracie Brown says 0 Day was great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't want to get off the king cake thing. I mean,
No, you're good.
King cakes. Does people know the origin of the king cake? They want a king cake, but do they know the origin?
I feel like we talked about that maybe last year. I don't think we covered the history of king cakes this year. But if you have some information, we can do that.
Well, it says, the king cake comes from a biblical story of the 3 kings who brought gifts to baby Jesus.
Okay. Well,
that's what I have. What do you have?
It starts 12th night, which is King's Day.
Okay.
But it's 3 kings that we observe for that. So the tradition here in New Orleans, it originated from the 12th night, or French 12th night cake, which was adopted by French and Spanish colonists. And the tradition, of course, has been started here, or been continued here, where we have King's Day from January 6th that runs all the way through Mardi Gras. And I think it has something to do with it's the word that starts with, it's not the Eucharist, but it's a word that starts with an E. I'm not a practicing Catholic, so I can't remember the name of what also has to do with
you said
the religious. It's not Eucharist.
It's not
Eucharist.
Eucharist.
Has to do
Okay,
with the
something
service,
right.
But it's I'm gonna have to look it up. But the origins are from France around the 12th century.
Okay.
The cake was originally made circular to represent the circular route of the 3 wise men to the Christ child. The original king cake contained a bean, pea, or a coin to represent the gifts that the 3 wise men brought. And the person who found the hidden object was named king or queen for the day.
All right.
So, but in New Orleans, the bean, of course, has been replaced. And it's not just been a plastic baby. It has been replaced by a pecan, a jeweled ring, or a plastic baby, which is what we have
it's always been a plastic baby.
Yeah, as a plastic baby. And the plastic baby, it symbolizes the infant Jesus, and the person who finds the baby is responsible for hosting the next king cake party or bringing the king cake. So there you go.
Well, people from out of town are always asking me, what does it mean when you get the baby? Does that mean you're blessed with good luck the rest of the year, or prosperity? What would be the answer to that? Whatever you would dream or manifest or bring up.
I don't think people will even understand the origins. We just kind of roll with it. We just want to eat it, and especially if you smell what we smell coming back into the studio. Yeah, you just want to eat it.
So good.
504-582-9422. Good morning, Mama Vera. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good morning.
What's going on over
First of all, I want to remind everybody that there is strength in numbers.
Yes.
Today we are doing the blackout, economic fasting, only shopping and spending money in our own communities. So I just left a black bakery getting a king cake. And I think the word that you're looking for is epiphany.
Epiphany!
Yes!
Ding,
that's
ding,
the
ding.
word.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I still can't find a black baby for the king cake. And since symbolically the baby is to represent baby Jesus, then are we saying that we continue to have white baby Jesus, which turned out to be a white grown man Jesus?
I think we had this conversation before. I don't know that anybody really paid attention to that. And I have seen black babies before.
You have?
I have seen black babies before. I've seen them actually in different. I've seen a gold baby. I've seen the pink baby.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know that that people have delved into, I guess, the idea of it. It's a valid question. It is definitely so
that's
relevant.
Why,
I just don't know
that's why I'm delving into it. I'm suggesting we delve into it now. That's why I'm delving into it now, because we just we just do things, and like you said, we don't pay attention
to the origin of things. Right. We do it just to do it.
And since we're talking about the origin and what it represents and what it means, if the king cake, the three, King's Day, the wise men, and the baby, meaning baby Jesus, we've been taught, that we worship white Jesus. The slave master gave us that. And so do we continue to perpetuate that, or do we come to a realization of what the true history or, origin is? It's just a question, since we on the king cake thing, and it symbolically means, that's all.
I mean, I think it's valid. I think we can challenge the black bakeries to change it. But I mean, if other bakeries that are owned by other ethnicities, that challenge, we got to take care of our own. I think we got to focus on.
I get that. I'm with that, and that's why I wasn't at no other bakery today, because I'm not shopping with nobody else today, and I'm very conscious not to shop with as much as I can outside of my community any day.
Right.
So, hoping that we could elevate this conversation and our practices to be more intentional. And so, as a business myself, I'm going to provide, ethnically correct representations to my folks.
Absolutely. I think that
I can't sell Bibles with white Jesus in them. So, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's
I think that's a good conversation to have, and I think it's a challenge to send out to our black bakeries and king cake makers and challenge them on having the representation of and reflect what we know to be the correct representation of the baby, of the baby Jesus, if that's going to be what we recognize in king cakes.
And you know what? If we just had the option, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to push people all the way like that. If that ain't where they want to be, I'm just saying, just offer us an option.
That's a good question to pose to our black bakery owners, and if we get on it now, we might see a change of that for next year, for next carnival. Thank you so much for calling, Mama Vera. Talk
all right,
to you later.
I appreciate y'all. Be safe.
Absolutely. You too. We went way over break time.
Did we?
Yes, we got to take this break, y'all. Stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News, and here's a look at today's headlines. Today, Louisiana State Police, the NOPD, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell, and other officials will come together to discuss their plans to keep you safe over this big carnival weekend. A news conference is happening at 4 p.m. You can expect increased patrols and other safety measures, including a special security zone in the French Quarter, which is similar to what we saw for the Super Bowl. All this as we prepare for a big night of parades across southeast Louisiana. In the French Quarter, the crew of Bosom Buddies kicks things off at 11:30 a.m. Then uptown, the crew of Hermes rolls at 5:30 p.m., followed by Crew d'Etat, and then the crew of Morpheus. In Slidell, the crew of Celine starts things off at 6:30 p.m., with the crew of Dionysus following. That parade had to be rescheduled following heavy rain on Sunday. And finally, one of Louisiana's leading nonprofit organizations could be out more than $1 million thanks to the loss of several federal grants. The Southeast Louisiana chapter says if those cuts remain in place, that would trigger staff layoffs and the elimination of housing grants, reentry programs, and free tax preparation services. Nonprofit officials are asking lawmakers to step in and help. They hope you'll encourage your representatives to do the same. And that's a look at today's headlines. I'm Morgan Lentis with WDSU News. Have a great day and a better weekend.
NOLA Public Schools is excited for the rest of this 24-25 school year journey with our families, watching our students dive into learning, growth, and success. As the school year continues, our dedicated educators are focused on keeping every student engaged and motivated. Let's keep embracing new challenges, celebrating achievements, and supporting each other to make the rest of this year even more impactful. Stay connected with your school and NOLA PS through our social media channels for updates and resources. We're here to help our scholars attend today, achieve tomorrow.
Saints of God, it's time for us to tell you the truth. It's time for you to start your 21-day challenge. Don't take another day. Do it right now. Call 504-701-4711. That's the whole water stove, Pastor David Impartan Sr., the host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. This is the water that's designed to change your body, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you look. Why don't you start your 21-day challenge today? For $35, you can start it right now. Call me so we can set up your appointment. 504-701-4711. That's 504-701-4711. Change your water, change your mind.
Welcome to Liberty Bank and Trust, where your financial journey transforms communities. Since 1972, our customized banking solutions power your dreams and fuel your community growth. Every dollar you invest with us circles back to empower more people, ensuring opportunities for generations. Join us at Liberty Bank. Together, we empower possibility. Visit libertybank.net to start banking with purpose. Liberty Bank, there's freedom here.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. You're on the front porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
Here on WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about all day long. I'm your host, Kimber White Dupree.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And on the other side of the glass is Nyron. We had a little conversation with our sales team about this baby situation. And I think it's a conversation that's necessary to be had. We got other stuff that we can do, but I think it's a conversation to be had. 504-582-9422. Hello, is this whatever you like?
Kind of like Beetlejuice and Candyman. I heard my name mentioned 3 times, and then I had to pop up because I don't know what y'all was doing. I was resting, and y'all mentioned my name 3 times, and it made me have to call. Now, what is this about swallowing babies?
My dog.
My dog. In.
It's whatever you like.
Well, if it's whatever I like, then you don't want to talk to me no more. You better hang up now.
Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Well, yeah. I did add additional adjectives and adverbs to the conversation to be specific. so that I could avoid getting this particular conversation. But since you're on the line, go ahead and tell the people whatever you like. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's you all summoned me. You mentioned my name 3 times. I was minding my own business. I was not bothering anybody. I wasn't doing anything to call y'all. Y'all called my name, and here I am. You mentioned Graylin 3 times, and then you say something about swallowing babies. How could you not expect me to call? How could you not expect me to pop up? Hey, what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. This is amazing. It was delicious.
We have been continuing on the King Cake Wars as we are supposed to, following the directives and the direction that you set here on the front porch. We've had 2 king cakes this week. One on Monday that had praline on it from Adrian's, and then we had today we have an offering from Antoine's, which is an original one. And somebody asked the question about the babies, and I don't know if you heard Sister Vera call in about why are the king cake babies white if the symbolism is supposed to represent Jesus Christ. We all know he's not white. So but my previous conversation was about people who had been eating king cake and swallowed the baby from the king cake, but I did not phrase it as such.
Thank you, Nyron.
I got you, G.
Yes, sir. Somebody had to step right in and fill in my shoes, because if you mention anything about swallowing baby, somebody should mention something that I would say. And I thank you for that, little brother. I appreciate it.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. And I said shout out to Graylin because this conversation would go in a different direction. So, I think that was that the first or the second reach or speaking of Graylin's name, because I feel like that's around the time we had started saying your name, and then the third time was the Candy Man, and we got the call.
There you go. You know exactly how it happened. Nyron said,
so just 3 times and you on the line. That's all it takes, huh?
3 times and I'm on the line, my brother.
I got you.
Candyman, Beetlejuice, and Bloody Mary. It's what I do. What I do. Now, before I go, Kimber, I sent you a picture. Did you get it?
Did I get a picture?
I texted you a picture.
I did not get it.
Did you get it?
I did not.
I figured I would have heard, but I'm gonna retext it to you. But I'm not gonna tell you what it is,
so
you can just see it.
So you're gonna get a whole reaction from
No, it's a good one. No. It'll get a reaction, but it's a good reaction.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good reaction.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a great
all right,
time.
Kid.
Miss you, Uncle.
Good hearing your voice.
Miss y'all right back, man. All my Front Porch family, y'all keep hanging in there, baby. I'll see y'all soon, all right?
I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later.
Later.
He always does a good job of checking in with us on the Front Porch when he is out being busy and doing the things that he does. So definitely shout out to Papa Bear for that.
Just exploring the world and coming back.
He did not leave y'all. Y'all are near his heart.
Yes.
When he is away. In these comments, I have to read.
Please read some
of these comments. So Nikki Edwards thought it was a great question about the white baby in the king cake. So she said it was a really good good question. And Sumerian said that she bought a king cake from Gambino's Bakery of New Orleans, and there was a black baby in the cake. Okay. So I think people are, making choices and decisions
that are non-traditional in some ways.
Well, that are more relevant for what it is that the representation is supposed to be. And then Mark said we need a king cake that resembles the real baby Jesus. Agreed. And yes, we like options. That's what Nikki said. Now, Mark said that he never knew the baby represented baby Jesus. You learn something new every day. And Nikki didn't even realize. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we ever paid attention to.
Yeah, that's why I asked about the origin. Everybody always asking about a king cake when I come home. And I'm like, do we really know the origin of it? Would I be buying something that represents some type of negativity? So I wanted to make sure people know what that king cake represents.
And Jackie Wilmore said, yes, just January 6th through the 12th. night, or King's Day in religious circles, represents the end of the Christmas season and the start of or the beginning of Carnival Mardi Gras. Hence, Ash Wednesday, the day after Mardi Gras, starts the Lenten season, preparing for Resurrection Sunday. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to about that, the 12 days of Christmas actually has a real reason behind it. Like, but we never really
the countdown toward
now how we use it for Christmas is actually after, because that's what takes us into Mardi Gras,
right?
Yes.
Into the Catholicism of Ash Wednesday.
Yes.
All these go in alignment.
All of these things have something to do with it, and often I don't know if they teach it in Catholic churches.
They
or
didn't. They
not,
didn't teach it
but
in school.
I did some research because I had my own challenges and questions about how information is delivered. Like, why we do this? Why? I want to know why. And I found out that like the 12 days of Christmas had to do with leading into not the, because we sing the 12 days of Christmas during or leading up to Christmas is actually after. So yeah, if you count from the 25th until January 6th, that's about
kind of
12
adds
days.
up, right?
That's 12 days. Yeah. The other thing is, now we're getting ready to come up on the Lenten season, 40 days and 40 nights. Did you know you are not supposed to include the weekends? Because if you include the weekends, it's actually longer than 40
days. It'd be more like 60 days or
it's
70.
like, I want to say 40. It ends up being like a little over 50 maybe, or like 48 days or something like that. And most people don't even know that either.
Okay, well, I'm just finding it out because I do celebrate Lent. I do give up something.
For Lent?
For Lent, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm no longer Catholic, but I still practice that
still
belief.
Practice that practice, yeah.
Right.
So the weekends aren't supposed to be.
Wow, so it's going to be longer?
It is. You never even knew it was
I never
longer,
even knew.
because who counts the days?
No one.
Nobody.
No one. We just start from
Nobody.
the
But if you
40
count the days on the calendar from the time the Ash Wednesday all the way to Easter, it is longer than 40 consecutive days. Yeah. I'll give you all that number when I sit down and count again. But I feel like it's like 48 days in total from Ash Wednesday. You're not supposed to include the weekends.
The weekends. Okay.
And there have been so many different iterations and changes of that, because at one point you didn't eat meat at all.
Right, on Fridays, right?
No, you didn't eat it at all during the season, but it transitioned to eating fish on Friday.
Right.
But the practice
now
was
it's
that you were
throughout
not
the
supposed-
entire times no meat.
In the beginning, you weren't supposed to eat other than fish and seafood before. The change was just on Fridays.
Okay, now they done
There's always some alteration.
Yeah, it's like only like Good Friday now is like only no meat on Good Friday.
Yeah, but in the beginning it was you weren't supposed to eat it during the season. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, the things we finding out, huh? What else are we talking about?
I'm going into this Lent situation because again, there's a lot of things that people don't pay attention to it. So it says that, okay, so the practice of not eating meat on Fridays during Lent originated from the Christian tradition of honoring Jesus' sacrifice on the Friday of the crucifixion. So what's permitted is fish, amphibians, so you eat frogs, reptiles, if you're going to eat like alligators or whatever, and shellfish are permitted. The Latin word for meat, caro, refers to flesh or meat, never included fish. And never included fish when they were talking about that. So it's so many different pieces, and oftentimes people just do practices just
to do it because your
knowing.
tradition voted that way or whatever. Not getting back on the voting, but if your family members voted Republican or whatever, or Democrat, that's what you went along with. Just cause.
Stuff because.
Just cause. So that's
my
what
grandma did it.
My grandma did.
Yeah. There was a story about that where there was a mom who, when she would make like a roast or a ham or something, she'd always cut off the end of it and put in the oven. And so moving forward, everybody down the generation line continue to do the same thing, where finally somebody asked, hey, why do you always cut the end or this section of the meat off the ham before you put it in the oven? She said, the grandmother said, it's because we didn't have a dish that was big enough. So
and no one never knew.
Nobody
over
ever
the years.
questioned that.
No one questioned.
Right. So y'all throwing away
extra meat
because
the pan wasn't big enough at the time. And that probably was like generations ago.
It was, and that was the craziest thing to me. And then there was another situation. Somebody I went to high school with. She said her grandmother would cut the ends off the cucumber and rub them together. And I was like, why? And she said, because it gets the fever out of the cucumber. So in my brain, I'm like, okay,
wow,
if you cut the ends off
of a cucumber,
the cucumber and rub them together, how, if you've cut it off, does it get the fever out of the cucumber when it's already separated?
Decapitated.
Yeah.
How do you? I don't know how that works.
I don't know if they'll ever get the answer to it, but in my brain, that doesn't make any sense, because if you've cut the ends off, if there was fever that was inside of it,
it's
once
now
you cut the
gone.
end, it's released.
It's released.
Yes. So doing things because we always did it or somebody always did that thing, we have to start questioning things in our communities, and we have to challenge these other people of why they're still doing things that are not serving them. Voting Republican is not serving a lot of people right now, and it is almost comical about like the surprise and the shock that they're getting from the actions and reactions right now, because my mama did it, my grandmother did it, my grandfather did it, so that's why I'm doing it. And in that case, it didn't serve them then, but they may not have seen it. You see, it's not serving you now, so why are you doing that? It's weird.
Why?
It's weird.
It makes you look
back to the king cake. It all started because of king cake. Why is there a baby in the king cake? Why is the king cake baby white? These are conversations.
What's the origin of it?
Yeah, people need to start asking why we do stuff versus always doing what we.
Maybe this is the year
did.
of why 2025.
It should have been, but I mean, we have today. We have today
to do better. We know better. We do better.
Yes.
So that's why we ask why.
So Nikki said a food researcher said rubbing the ends of the cucumber actually gets the bitterness out. So if you want to eat the ends of the cucumber, you should rub them together to get the bitterness out. Okay, that makes more sense to
than
me
keeping
than
flavor once you detach
out of it.
Right, that can make sense.
That makes more sense. I don't eat the ends of cucumbers. My dogs do, though. We got to take this break. Y'all stay tuned to the Front Porch right here on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK 1230 AM from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Mostly sunny and feeling good. That's today's forecast. No fog to start, just clear skies with highs eventually rising to the upper 60s to low 70s. Tonight is clear with lows in the 40s and the 50s. Another great weather day for Saturday. Sunshine with highs in the low to upper 70s. Dry Sunday with highs in the upper 60s. Chance for rain, though, next week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. Starting Wednesday, March 5th, right after Mardi Gras, catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley. Weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. starting Wednesday, March 5th, only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
You're on the Front Porch with WBOK 1230 AM.
And I'm Royce Johnson.
And we got so many people over on the other side of the bag. There's a whole fire going on. What y'all got? A talent show. Kennedy was dancing just a second ago. I don't know what all is happening.
It's Friday.
Over there.
It's
yes.
Friday.
It's Friday. Yes, there we go.
Yes.
There we go. Now, we've talked about this king cake, baby, the colors of the king cake, the origins of the reward or the idea behind the king cakes. And so now we're on cucumbers and now salt. Monty Slinger said he always heard that when you wasted salt on the floor, and I heard it was on the table, but this is another one, that you should throw some over your left shoulder. Never knew why.
I never knew why, but I did it, which was interesting, right? As a kid.
And then Jackie Wilmore said, I remember my grandmother saying this, salts make a fuss. So we threw wasted salt over our left shoulder. Another why? I want to know why.
Why? Or being swept by a broom. Like if a broom hit your foot,
feet, you're going to jail.
You're going to jail, or
what if your feet are just
in the way?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
What's another thing?
Break a mirror. Like 7 years bad luck or whatever.
I've broken mirrors before, and
I've
there's
broken
never
them
been
and
a consistency of
none at all. My life was great.
Broken mirror. Then people, the big thing here, when people cross themselves passing in front of a church.
Oh yes, what's that about? I never asked. Even Catholic churches, you do the little
Don't
symbol.
Remember why. I know there's a reason why, but people just would do it. Just out of
respect. They can
they
be driving kids in a car. They still will do the sign of the.
Or if my grandmother said that if you rode past a animal hood that had been hit, you got to spit.
I didn't know that one.
I don't do any of those things. They're very strange behaviors.
Oh, what about when you're walking with someone? They're like, "Don't split the pole."
Don't split the pole.
What's up with that?
I just think that's more of an etiquette thing. I don't know if that's gonna do much, or stepping on a crack and breaking your mama's back. I've seen people be angry with their parents and jump on cracks, and nothing's happened to their mother's backs.
No.
Ever.
So we have to ask why.
Yes, why do you do this? 504-582-9422. Hello, Jay.
Yes, I do it because it's family tradition.
What's that?
All of them. Don't sweep my feet. Because my cousin told me if you sweep feet, somebody swept his feet at the store, and they ended up fighting, and he punched him, and he went to jail. Now, he didn't have to punch him, but that's what they would say. I don't know. And then never split the pole, I guess. They said that was bad luck. Don't walk under a ladder, which makes sense. I think it's just your family tradition. You know what I'm saying? You just do it because they do it. You never really put the numbers to it to see what will really happen.
And that's what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. We do a lot of stuff just because somebody else did it. They don't necessarily make sense. Now, walking under a ladder, don't walk under a ladder because it's not safe. That doesn't.
That's common sense.
Yeah, it's not safe for you to do that. But in terms of splitting the pole, somebody said that if you split the pole, you do that to keep from arguing about what. And where's the argument gonna start? Like, I still have not found any roots of actual fact. I've seen people's feet get swept and them never ever going to jail. And if you spit on the broom, that's supposed to keep you from doing
that's
that.
the antidote, right?
I've seen somebody spit on the broom and still go to jail.
They did.
Yes. So I don't like things that are rooted in just habit or just like other people following.
But is it family tradition or black tradition or what? Superstitious?
It's superstition.
I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both.
A little bit of family tradition and superstition.
Yeah.
We
and
gotta start
birds going
challenging
into the
things
house.
that do not make any sense or serve a purpose. If it's performative or ceremonial at best, I don't think that's the best use of our time.
Yeah, I think it's probably just, for me, it's probably a little more fun too. Something you tell your kids, and my kids, they always flip the pole, and it don't matter. But, they said, well, did I have any bad luck? I said, well, you're not going to McDonald's today, so.
Oh, Lord. Yes, indeed.
You're going to eat at home, so you'll be all right.
Oh, yeah, Blackout Friday.
Yes, it's
Got a quick
Blackout
question.
Friday. Make sure you're spending any money with us if you're spending it at all.
You got it. Who has the best king cake? I heard Antoine's, so I'm new to this king cake thing. So if you could tell me who y'all think got the best king cake, because I want to go to Antoine's and
So
try some.
Antoine's does have a good one. We had one earlier this week from Antoine's. It was today was Antoine's.
Today was Antoine's.
Yes.
And Monday was
Adrian's.
Adrian's.
Yes, those are two black-owned bakeries that you can get king cakes from, and I think there's another place called B Sweets that you can
Okay.
get a king cake from that we think are very good. The one that we had today was very good. The one we had Monday was very sweet.
Very sweet.
It was
yeah.
very sweet.
I guess it depends on what you're looking for, because there's so many different styles now.
But the one we had today was a traditional king cake.
And the one we had Monday was a praline.
We had a praline. So if
Oh,
you
yeah,
like
praline is a
filled,
little sweet.
yeah, if you like filled king cakes, they definitely have several different offerings. But those are 3 different bakeries that are Black owned that you can spend your dollars with on this Blackout Friday.
Well, thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.
Absolutely.
You
Thanks
too.
for calling, Jay. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Why do we do these things, huh?
Right. Oh, Mark said that if you pee outside, you have to spit. What's the thing with this? What's the
Is that cleaning
preoccupation with the
yourself up?
spit?
Is that a cleansing or something? If you spit?
What is the occupation?
Are you
with
marking your
spit?
territory?
I don't understand what's going on with this. Now, Anita Harris said, pulling over to the side of the road while a funeral is passing out of respect for the dead. If they're dead, I don't think they mind. Now,
I'm pulling over because I don't want to mess up their line.
Now, don't be in the procession.
Right.
Don't interrupt the procession. But if they're gone, I don't know that they care. Cause they have to pass by, a lot of funerals or processions, they have to get on the highway. You know what kind of traffic that would make? I don't know. Oh, Lisa Booker says, why do people say bless you when a person sneezes? Because your heart stops.
Yes.
When you
That's
sneeze.
an easier one. Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard the story when Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King was stabbed.
I played Dr. King, so yes, I know a lot about him.
Yeah, when he was stabbed.
If he had cough, he would have died.
If he had sneezed
or anything,
he would have
died.
Yeah,
yes.
because of how he was stabbed. So the bless you piece, I'm glad your heart didn't stop and
bless you.
Oh, it continued.
Yes, it continued.
Yes, that one I'm in agreement with. Yeah, I'm in agreement.
with that.
And it may not be sensical, but that one, because there's science connected to it. Yeah, I'm more inclined to fall in line with that particular practice.
What else we got?
I mean, we could do a whole show. I think that was Nikki said we can do a whole show on superstitions. Yeah, for sure we could.
Yeah.
What cross your heart before you die?
Yeah.
And I never remember. I think it was if you were swearing or something, you crossed your
right.
heart.
And I heard one where you make a toast. You have to make eye contact with the toaster because it doesn't.
Yes. Now
eye
I
contact.
do believe in that.
Eye contact.
I'm a very practiced. Yes,
all right. Don't look away from me if we're toasting.
If we're toasting, you.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that you're not supposed to toast with non-spirits. You're supposed to toast with the spirit.
Okay.
So no water.
No
toast,
water toast.
Nothing. Yeah.
Okay.
None of those.
Copy.
That is. It's said to be I think something about bad sex.
Oh. Okay. Well, we don't want to do that.
Yeah. We don't want to do that. So yeah, look me in my eye. Don't mess me up. I'm not gonna mess you up, and we good to go. Yeah. No. But we really could do a whole show
on superstitions
and why people continue to do the things that they do without questioning them. Anyway, y'all, thank you for joining us on the Front Porch and giving us 3 hours of your time that you will never get back on this Free Your Mind Friday. We look forward to seeing you on Lundy Drive.
Yes.
Right here on the Front Porch on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about all day long. Have a great weekend, y'all. Peace.